The first word is receive. Mrs. Johnson read from her clipboard as she slowly paced around the classroom. Receive. I wrote down the first word that popped into my head. G-N-A-S-H. Nash. Nash with a G. I knew it from years of Sunday school. It was how Jesus described hell. They will throw them into the blazing furnace, and in that place, there will be wailing and gnashing of teeth. The next word is Wednesday. Nash, I wrote. I was blowing the test on purpose. Yesterday, that would have been unthinkable. I was a good kid. I was always the good kid. But that was yesterday, and that was before I had condemned my soul to burn in hell for all of eternity. It started 6 months before, one Sunday after church. I found a postcard. It was the best postcard I had seen in 10 years of life. I promptly dropped it in a mailbox and in 4 to 6 weeks received my free book, The Sun, Our Very Own Star from Time Life Books. 43 full-color pages, a new book about each of the 9 planets would come each month, and I could cancel any time. And since I was 10 years old and I had no money, my plan was to cancel immediately. But I couldn't figure out how. And so the books kept coming. And then the bills started coming. I rushed home every day after school and snatched the mail before my mom had a chance to see it, and stuffed the books under my mattress and mailed the bills back with, "I don't want this," scrawled across the top. But it didn't stop. Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune. Each planet deeper and deeper into space. Each bill with more red ink and more exclamation points. One night under my covers with a flashlight, I had a breakthrough. In Neptune, the book, was another postcard for a new series, Time Life Presents The Rainforest. And at the bottom, a phone number, "Call now, operators are standing by." I had to call them. This had to end tonight. I eased open my door and crept into the hallway, past my mom's door, past the bookcase with the photo albums and the Bibles. I picked up the phone, dialed, and held my breath. A tired, monotonous voice answered. It sounded like my brother in the morning. "Hello, this is Time Life Books. How can I help you?" I whispered loudly, "I'm getting the books and I need them to stop." "Ma'am, I'm sorry. This is the sales line and you need to call back during business hours. The space books. You know the ones I mean. They're awesome. I love space, but you have to stop sending them, ma'am. You don't understand. Please, I'm going to be in so much trouble. I don't have any money. You have to stop." The hallway light flipped on. It was my mom. "Who are you talking to?" I slammed down the receiver. "Who was that?" I racked my brain for an answer. It was nobody. That was a bad lie. "I heard you crying on the phone. It's 3 a.m. and now you tell me who it is." It was nobody. I was pretending. "Who was it?" "Nobody." "It's 3 in the morning and I've had it. Don't lie to me." I wished I'd lied better, but there was no turning back now. It's nobody. We stared at each other in a dead heat, neither of us blinking. "Okay, fine." She grabbed a Bible from the shelf. "Put your hand on this." I didn't move. "Put your hand on it." I placed my hand lightly on the leathery cover. "Okay, fine. If you're not lying, I want to hear you swear on the Bible that I did not just hear you crying to someone on the phone. And before you do that, I want you to know something. If you swear on the Bible and lie, God can never forgive you." But I couldn't stop. I wasn't talking to anyone. I felt like I would faint. I was going to hell. "Just go to bed," my mom said wearily. "We'll take care of this tomorrow." I walked back to my room and crawled into bed. I laid there, shaking, staring at the ceiling, picturing the cross-section diagram of the sun from that first Time Life book. The core of the sun. That's where I'd be tortured for all of eternity. You never believe something as literally and as absolutely as you do when you're 10 years old. "Okay, everyone put your pencils down," Mrs. Johnson said as she began walking through the aisles collecting the spelling tests. I reviewed my answers. Nash, Nash, Nash. 25 times, all spelled correctly with a G, none of them the correct word. In the years after the incident, my understanding of the world would change. The realness of hell would fade. The realness of God would fade. The Time Life books about the solar system would find a place on my bookshelf, and their hiding spot under the mattress would be occupied by lingerie sections of Sears and JCPenney's catalogs. But that morning, hell was real. My damnation was real, and I had decided to do the best to come to terms with it. Mrs. Johnson had made her way over to the desk, to my desk. I handed her the paper. She looked it over. Nash. Ricky, she started, a mix of disappointment and bewilderment in her voice. But I returned only a blank stare. A teacher's disappointed look is nothing when you received a look of rage from God himself. I was damned, of this I was sure. But in that moment, I realized I was also like the guy in the movie. The guy with the mullet who did karate. The guy who was a cop. The cop with nothing to lose. I didn't need to be a good kid anymore.